Another spinning attack! Another
level of talent. And
What happens when raw talent meets wild unpredictability?
That's it. That. How good was that?
You're about to witness knockouts so quick, so unexpected.
That's it. That.
You won't believe they're real. How does someone become known as a striking genius? Is it all power or something else entirely? In this video, we'll break down the most unpredictable knockouts, those blink and you miss it moments that turned fights upside down. We'll uncover how these fighters outsmarted their opponents, the split-second choices they made, and why no one saw it coming. Stick around, because this isn't just about punches. It's about how the mind works under pressure, and why some fighters are simply a step ahead. What exactly makes a knockout unpredictable? It's not just about power. In fact, many of the most surprising knockouts come from setups you'd never see coming, even if you've been watching fights for years. Take Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He doesn't just throw strikes, he sets traps. His entire fighting style is built around confusion, odd angles, constant movement, and timing that messes with an opponent's rhythm. Most fighters fight towards their power. They close the distance, load up, and swing. Wonderboy does the opposite. He fights away from you. He bounces in and out, making you think he's too far to hit you. And then boom, he's right there with a spinning kick to the jaw. That's the first key to an unpredictable knockout. Timing over power. Look at his finish against Jake Ellenberger. The spinning heel kick wasn't just flashy, it was perfectly placed. Ellenberger thought he was safe. He wasn't. The kick came from nowhere and shut the lights out. That's not randomness, that's calculated chaos. The second ingredient? Creativity. Wonderboy's karate background taught him to strike in ways most MMA fighters just aren't used to. Front leg sidekicks, blitz attacks, offbeat footwork. It's like watching someone speak a different language in the middle of a fight. And most opponents don't have the translator. Then there's the setup. Before he finished Robert Whittaker, Wonderboy had been using that left hand to probe, to test. The moment he saw Whittaker bite on a feint, he unleashed a clean, fast right that changed the fight instantly. These aren't just highlight moments. They're the result of hours of drilling, instinct, and reading the tiniest cues in real time. Unpredictable knockouts happen when fighters break the pattern, when they act when no one expects them to, when they make their opponent believe one thing and then do the opposite. And let's not forget the mental game. A knockout is physical, sure, but it's also psychological. Wonderboy looks like a nice guy. He talks like a nice guy. But in the cage, he's a technician. He's dissecting you with every step. That's part of the unpredictability. He doesn't fight angry. He fights smart. So the next time you see a knockout that shocks you, ask yourself, was it the punch or was it the setup, the timing, the disguise? Because the real genius behind an unpredictable knockout is hiding the danger until it's too late. But here's the thing, if it's not just power, then what really causes these insane finishes? Is it skill, perfect timing, or just plain luck? Let's look at the facts. Skill, no doubt, lays the foundation. You can't land a knockout shot if you don't know how to throw it. Fighters like Wonderboy train for years to sharpen their technique. They know how to kick, when to jab, and how to read reactions. That's not luck. That's hard-earned precision. But what separates a clean strike from a knockout? Timing. Timing is what turns a good punch into a fight ender. It's landing the shot at the exact moment your opponent least expects it, or even worse, when they're moving into it. You've seen it before. A counter right hand that looks soft on replay, but it crumbles the guy. Why? because he walked right into it. Timing beat power again. Now, does luck play a role? Absolutely. In a sport where 4-ounce gloves are flying and anything can happen, there's always a little chaos in the mix. But that chaos favors fighters who stay sharp and take smart risks. Unpredictable knockouts happen at the crossroads of preparation and opportunity. Wonderboy doesn't just spin and hope. He spins when he sees the chance. It looks lucky, but it's planned, practiced, perfected. So the next time you're watching a fight and someone drops unexpectedly, don't just ask how it happened. Ask why it worked. And up next, we'll look at the fighters behind the most jaw-dropping KOs and the secrets behind how they pulled them off. Let's start with a name we already know, Stephen "Wonderboy" Thompson. His knockouts aren't just highlight reel material, they're masterclasses in movement and timing. Take his finish against Johnny Hendricks. Hendricks was known for his power. People expected him to bully Wonderboy. Instead, Thompson stayed calm, managed the distance, and picked him apart. A few clean shots later, and Hendricks was on the canvas, stunned. It wasn't brute force, it was surgical precision. Then there's Joaquin Buckley. His spinning back kick KO was one of the most viral moments in UFC history. Why? Because it didn't follow any rule book. He lost his footing, caught his opponent's leg, and somehow spun into a perfect heel kick. It looked wild, but that comes from hours of striking drills and spatial awareness. It was instinct meeting opportunity. And who could forget Edson Barboza? His wheel kick knockout over Terry Etim is still played on every KO highlight reel for a reason. You can't choreograph that kind of timing. Etim moved right as Barboza spun. 1 second too early or too late, and the kick misses. Instead, it landed flush and ended the fight instantly. All of these fighters share one thing. They're not just reacting, they're calculating. They see patterns forming mid-fight and make split-second decisions most fighters wouldn't dare try. That's what makes their knockouts unforgettable. They don't just throw punches. They use angles, setups, and timing to create the perfect moment. And when that moment comes, they don't hesitate. So when you see a highlight knockout, remember, it's not just the hit that matters. It's everything that came before it. And that's the beauty of it. Unpredictable knockouts aren't just about violence, they're about genius. It's the fighters who think differently, move differently, and take risks that most wouldn't even consider. It's the ones who can hide their intentions, bait reactions, and pull the trigger in a split second. When Wonderboy launches a spinning kick, or Buckley lands a kick while literally mid-air, it's not luck. It's not just flash. It's a moment of genius meeting opportunity. It's instinct, built on repetition. And when that moment lands, everything changes in a heartbeat. You blink, and it's over. That's what keeps us coming back. Because no matter how many fights you've seen, there's always that one knockout you never saw coming. The one that makes you jump out of your seat. The one that replays in your head days later. That's the kind of magic these fighters bring. So here's the takeaway. Behind every unpredictable knockout is a calculated mind, a sharp eye, and a fearless heart. Whether it's Wonderboy's spinning heel, Barboza's laser kick, or a perfectly timed counter, each moment is a reminder of just how wild and brilliant this sport can be. And if you enjoyed breaking that down, don't just scroll on. Hit that like button to support the grind. Subscribe if you're into striking masterclasses like these, and drop a comment. Which KO still blows your mind every time you see it? We've got more breakdowns coming, more moments to relive, and more striking brilliance on the way. Stay sharp, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.